2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA. The 2K Sports pregame show.
Tonight.
Greetings, everyone. Glad to have you here with us on this Wednesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. Hey, Dave.
Well, guys, for all of this...
Yeah, and he has their confidence. David, thank you. Well, we've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for Drummond.
It's a concerning trend for him. Whether he's lost some strength or just isn't putting in as much effort on the glass as he used to, he's not rebounding nearly as effectively anymore. And that's something that needs to change.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. On the front line, the talented duo of Griffin and Drummond. Then there's Derrick Rose. Then there's Doumbouya. And it's Galloway in at the 2. And for the Nets, we've got Wilson Chandler. Kyrie Irving is out there with Joe Harris. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. And it's KD in at the 3 slot. Here's Galloway. Clock at 6. Griffin kicks to Galloway. Over Harris. Galloway, no good. Harris, right side. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Scouting reports very detailed, Clark. Talk about the types of insights those scouting reports would reveal about your team and your opposition.
Typically player tendencies and team tendencies. How do they win? What areas are they really strong in? A team being excellent on the glass or tremendous in transition offense or very physical. I mean, just those types of nuggets that you would have for a team and then individual players so that you could try to position them to not be at their best by what you did to counteract them.
Good explanation. And he banks in the layup.
You know, you got to appreciate the speed of Kyrie Irving. I mean, incredible at finding different ways to get to the basket, and he is not afraid of anybody.
Here's Galloway. From deep, Rose. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
KD looking around.
Oh, wow. Well, I love the speed that Durant has. I mean, fantastic at slashing into the paint and scoring right at the rim. That length of stride of his and his speed, lethal combination.
Here's Rose following the bucket by the Nets. And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Doumbouya passes to Griffin. Puts up a 3. That's good from Doumbouya on the assist by Griffin.
What a find by Griffin. He's a lot more skilled as a passer than he gets credit for as far as power forwards go. He has terrific vision.
KD can't get it to go. The Pistons have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Griffin's shot is off. And so it's Irving. He brings it up for Brooklyn. Trailing by 2. And finished off by KD.
Yeah, that's just the height, the length coming into play there. No one stopping Durant.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Outside Rose. Passes it to Griffin. And it's blocked by Jordan. And they'll keep possession. Hacked on the shot, and he'll head to the line.
Selected 9th overall in the 2012 draft, Drummond's carved out a nice NBA career for himself.
Now you look at the former All-Star Andre Drummond and the way he rebounds, Greg. He might be the best in the league in that department.
I mean, few players in the history of the league can go off for 20-plus rebounds on any given night. Drummond's one of them. Attacks the glass on the offensive end so well. His offensive rebounding, for me, sets him apart.
Irving against Rose. Irving drives in. Detroit with the rebound.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Here's Galloway, guarded by Harris. Shot clock at 5. Chandler with the steal. And here's Durant. That's good, and he's now 3 for 4 from the field.
Yeah, you look at the way Kevin Durant releases it so high, makes it hard to block, which is why he's such an efficient inside scorer.
And it's Rose with the ball for the Detroit Pistons. Pass to Doumbouya. Outside Griffin. 6 on the shot clock. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made.
Yeah, how about the strength and focus there of Griffin? Absorbs the hit and still finishes.
Pops it up for Jordan. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Yeah, you got to respect the athletic reach of Jordan. Now, throw it up, and he will bash in the alley-oop.
Looking at the last game for the Brooklyn Nets, it was a win against the Knicks in New York. And now the first timeout called here for Detroit. Their last encounter was in Detroit.
It wasn't even close in their last matchup, and their offense just wasn't ready to compete at that level.
And I really think, Greg, they've got to find a way to produce easier baskets. I mean, whether they do it by running in transition or getting to the free throw line, they don't want a repeat of that past performance.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. And a different look here for the Pistons. Markieff Morris is checked in for Drummond. Christian Wood comes in for Blake Griffin. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Doumbouya. And it's Jackson in for Langston Galloway. Now here's Jackson. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. Here's Wood. Unloads. Offensive rebound. Morris. Lays it up off the glass.
Just a grinder. Always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass. And that's one of the things he brings to the table.
We've got 1:13 left to play here in the first. Pass to Prince. Here's Karuch. The Nets working the ball around now. Here's Dinwiddie. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Rose gets the bucket. Rose has got his second bucket tonight.
Boy, he's an absolute blur. Derrick Rose, cat-like quick.
Cuts off the pass. Jackson with it. Defended by Dinwiddie. Jackson gets the bucket.
Boy, at the offensive end, his game is so impressive. I mean, he's a threat every time up the floor.
LeVert the pass to Allen. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. LeVert finds Allen. Here's Karuch. And the Nets miss again. Pistons leading by 6. And they have certainly been looking locked in offensively.
They sure have. Staying aggressive and playing under control.
Now here's Jackson. From deep three-point range. And so it's the Detroit Pistons with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. We've got more in store for you right after this. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. Guys, what do you think so far from what we've seen from the Pistons?
Just cashing in on second chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Boy, grinding it out on the glass. They've really been working for those points.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for the Pistons, Morris is out there with Wood. Then there's Derrick Rose. And there's Jackson. And it's Kennard in at the small forward position. And here's Jackson after Spencer Dinwiddie getting his shot to go from deep. Wood kicks to Kennard. The Pistons need to get off a shot here.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was the 2018 Coach of the Year, but as we all know, he was fired after that same season by the Raptors. Casey's found a home in Detroit. Casey said, "I have no regrets." Winston Churchill said, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm." That's what I've done. So, Kevin, Dwayne Casey is still pounding the rock.
He sure is, and I like that Churchill quote as well. Thanks, David. And at 6'6", Spencer Dinwiddie's tall for a point guard, but Clark, despite his size, very slippery off the dribble.
Yeah, he's ill-like when you talk about him off the dribble, guys. I mean, excellent change of pace. He's got a quick first step. And once he gets in the lane, his size helps him be a good finisher.
Now here's Prince. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Knicks in New York.
Hey, the unselfishness there by Dinwiddie, you love it. He's all about doing what's best for the team.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Mark, you and I are sitting here watching this game, broadcasting the game. There are a lot of times that the fans can't see how emotionally charged up you are over some of the things you see on the floor, good and bad.
Hey, I love great basketball. Excellent passing, tremendous hustle, creativity on your moves. One of the things that really excites me, though, is to see the ball pop and end up in a three-point shooter's hands, and he's able to knock one down because the crowd is able to follow that ball, and the anticipation just kind of rises as it gets to the designated shooter. I love guys going after rebounds on the offensive glass.
That's a great example about the three-point shot, though, Clark. I love that. It's terrific. And both free throws good for Dinwiddie.
Well, I really like this kid in college at Colorado. An effective player is Spencer Dinwiddie. He really does it all. Scores, rebounds, passes, defends. Good all-around player.
And they pick up 2. 6 points for Drummond.
The tenacity on that interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points.
Here's Dinwiddie, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Dinwiddie's got the lead up to 3 now for Brooklyn.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Jackson has the open look. No good with the triple. The Nets have gone a sensational 5 of 5 from the field since the start of the second quarter. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And season 4 for Coach Kenny Atkinson with the Nets. You got to be impressed with the job he's done in Brooklyn.
Yeah, you know, Kenny is a hard worker. He's a bit of a grinder if you were trying to term what category he might fit into, and you see that in his team, and you know, he admits it. He's getting better just like his players are, and that's a great statement because we're all hopefully getting better as we move forward.
Now here's Griffin. He had 15 points last outing.
It was all about his athleticism when Griffin first came into the league, but it didn't take long to see he was about a lot more than that. He's got serious skills down low.
Here's Irving. 3-point lead. And it's sent back by Drummond. Outside Griffin. It's hauled in by Harris.
That's exactly the look they wanted, guys. Right guy, right play, wrong result.
And stolen by Drummond. Here's Galloway. No good on the 3. Outside Durant. On the left block. Count it. KD's got 8 points.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Now Now here's Griffin. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Brooklyn. And here's Griffin. They get a hand on it. Chandler with the ball. And Griffin picks him up defensively. And now the fast break. Irving with the ball. Jordan finds Irving. Over Jackson. 5 on the clock. Up top, Durant. 20 points for him last game against the Knicks in New York.
Tell you what, he has been feeling it, guys, and the best game plan right now, it's elementary. Just keep feeding him. Let him eat.
Irving against Griffin. He gets that one. Griffin's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
And Irving is comfortable running the offense. When a teammate's open, he's quick to whip it around and get him a good look.
Pistons trail by 7. Jackson deciding where to go with it. To the left side wing. Griffin down low. Chandler on him. Nice D from Chandler.
Are you kidding me? Man, he gets it done in bunches, does Durant. He's a superb scorer. You just got to marvel at his greatness.
There's Galloway. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Drummond working against Jordan. Drummond dishes to Jackson. Over Irving. Jackson misses.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And the shot goes down. KD's got the lead up to 11 now for the Nets.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
Priority and goal number 1 has to be tightening up the defense. They can't afford to give him open looks.
And so it's Kevin Durant making headlines and highlights for the Brooklyn Nets. What a quarter that saw them generate a great comeback effort and are now out in front with momentum behind them. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Dwayne. What are you looking at for the second half after seeing what happened in the first?
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the 3rd quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson. Kevin Durant was on fire in the first half. He had 14 points, 2 assists, and 1 steal. Let's start with you, Shaq. What'd you think about the Nets?
Well, KD just has that instinct for scoring. It's just how he's built. Look at the first half, he was aggressive, made tough shots. Very difficult to scheme against because he's usually one step ahead of you.
Over to Kenny. What'd you think about Detroit?
Well, I think they could be way more physical than they have been in the first half. Their defense gave up way too many easy looks, and that kind of defense will turn to a loss any night.
And that's...
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
And you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
We've got DeAndre Jordan. Joe Harris is out there with Kyrie Irving. Then it's Wilson Chandler, and it's KD in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group starting the second half for Kenny Atkinson.
Rose, a very solid floor general. I think that's an underrated part of his game. He's excellent at finding his teammates. You know, for a team like the Nets building without top picks, player development becomes critical. I mean, the Nets have made that a key focus for their franchise, and you can see the results paying dividends now.
Galloway, no good. Nets leading by 12. Durant down low. Working on Rose. A nice shot by Harris. Mark, you were talking about the Nets player development. Guys like Spencer Dinwiddie and Joe Harris were signed as free agents.
Yeah, and you know, guys, a coaching staff dedicated to taking them to the next level in terms of improvement and player development, the investment they make in their top-notch training facility, all of that focus paying off for them.
Here's Irving. After the made shot from Sekou Doumbouya, and it's sent back by Drummond.
A high motor keeps Drummond engaged defensively. He doesn't want to let any shots go in.
And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Drummond's got 8 points.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
Those are free points you're giving away. You got to work harder on the glass.
Clark, you know, some players just don't need a lot of rest. They can play basketball all day, every day, and don't want to be taken out. They've all got a lot of engine in them.
Yeah, they do. 24/7 guys, we call them. They don't need a lot of fuel, and it seems like they never are out of fuel. Guys like Paul George and Russell Westbrook come to mind.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Rodion Kurucs, he's checked in for Durant, and Dinwiddie subbed in for Irving. The Pistons shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
One of the things they've done, guys, is taken pride in their free throw shooting this season, and rightfully so.
Detroit with the ball, following the three-pointer by Brooklyn. Rose passes to Drummond. Drummond is doubled. Here's Wood, and there it is for him. Wood's got his 2nd basket of the game.
You know, that's how you do it, guys. I mean, he passed his way out of the double team and into an easy basket.
Here's Dinwiddie, and again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triple.
Rose double teamed. Bobbed up there for Drummond. Lays it in off a pretty alley-oop.
And what an alley-oop. Those two read each other so well.
It's a play I'm sure they love to run.
And as the receiver, he doesn't feel the need to go for the monster finish that time. I mean, laying it up for the 2 points worked out just fine.
Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Morris outside. Rose gets a wide open look. They get it again. Here's Drummond. Yes, once again, he remains perfect. 6 attempts and 6 hits.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Inside. And there's the pass to Kurucs. Dinwiddie right side. Over Morris. Here's Chandler. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. Drummond's got rebound number 8 now on the night. From 13, that one's good, and the Brooklyn lead is cut down now to just 6 points with that basket from Wood. And so it's Dinwiddie with it. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Pops it up for Jordan. Stolen by Rose. Here's Kennard. Trips down the breakaway slam.
Boy, we know how athletic Rose is, guys, but he's also excellent at anticipating on defense.
Here's Kurucs. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, this is really getting close to being real ugly.
Here's Rose, following the basket by DeAndre Jordan. 1:29 left here in the 3rd quarter. Wood can't hit.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Now here's Rose. Wilson Chandler unable to get his shot to go. It's tipped. Morris against Dinwiddie. Dishes it to Chandler. And now the Pistons fast break. Here's Rose. Passes it to Kennard. Out to the right wing. Here's Wood. And that one is hammered home.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys.
Drains it from beyond the arc. And that's 15 points for Spencer Dinwiddie.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
Now here's Rose. He's got 5. Shoots over Dinwiddie. It'll go, and the Nets' lead is cut to just 5 points on the basket from Derrick Rose.
And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range.
Well, it's interesting. The defense continues to back off, expecting them to attack the rack, but they just continue to pull up and knock down those mid-range jumpers.
Yeah, it's such a sweet three-point stroke there, and it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing bigs to have to step out on the perimeter.
And the game still closely contested as we end the third quarter. Nets out in front. They lead by 2. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. On the floor for Detroit, Griffin is out there with Morris. Then there's Doumbouya. And there's Jackson, and it's Galloway in at the 2. To the inside, Durant, count it, and he's now 8 of 9 from the floor.
And you don't want to allow too many of those short ones with the game right now in the balance.
Outside Jackson. Pass to Galloway from outside the arc. That one's not going to go. The Nets go the other way with it. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. A deep 3 from Irving. Rebounded by the Pistons. Morris has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Pistons trailed by 4. Doumbouya kicks to Galloway. Left side, Griffin. Offensive rebound. Good. Galloway has got his first 2 points.
And really at this stage of the game, to get those kinds of offensive rebounds from putbacks, you almost feel like it's a 4-point swing.
Yeah, you really do, because those extra possessions when they lead to points, that's huge. I mean, he did a nice job there. Never gave up on the play, and you know my motto, persistence pays dividends.
There's Jackson with the 3. Rebounded by the Nets. They've led by as many as 14 points. Here's Irving, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And there's the foul against Detroit.
I don't know if there's a player in the league that has better handles than Kyrie Irving. As a matter of fact, his handles are as good as any I've seen in the history of the game. Smooth, crafty, cunning. Man, it is so much a joy to watch this guy do his thing.
Down low, it's deflected, and it's out of bounds, and they say last touch by Griffin. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Detroit Pistons. On Friday, they'll be matching up against Kyle Lowry and the Toronto Raptors. Then on Sunday, they'll be taking on Paul Millsap and the Denver Nuggets.
And just looking ahead to what's on tap, there are a lot of winnable games for them, but you can't go into the stretch with that mentality. You've got to focus on what's in front of you and bring it every night.
Nets leading by 4. Outside Durant. From deep. And again, it's the Nets missing. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Detroit Pistons. Fires from deep. And no good.
Yeah, that's another miss for him. They're behind in this game largely because he shot so poorly.
Prince dishes to Durant. Kicks it out to Allen. LeVert the pass to Durant. A baseline J. Almost, but it rolls out. Pistons trail by 4. Jackson passes to Galloway. Back to Jackson. Makes it off the glass.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Not shy from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
Love the mentality there, I tell you. I know I've never coached, but, man, playing to win and being aggressive even with the lead as opposed to being safe and going into prevent offense, I'll take the former all day long. Play to win.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Jordan, he's checked in for Jared Allen. Chandler comes in for Taurean Prince. And Joe Harris is subbed in for LeVert. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Guys, I was able to listen in on what Dwayne Casey went over with his team. He told his guys the inside game is working, so stick with it. That means posting, slashing, getting to the rim, whatever produces these high percentage looks. Kevin, back to you.
Drummond up top. Griffin against Irving. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Yes, he does, Kevin. Love seeing Griffin finish with power at the rim. Awesome at throwing it down when he's in this deep.
KD on the wing. Back to Irving. Shoots it up. Off the left rim and out. Pistons trailed by 3. Outside Rose to tie it up. The rebound by the Nets. Jordan's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Sure, I mean, it's hard to avoid fouling Durant, but the problem is he hits nearly 90% of his free throws for his career.
And so both free throws are good, and it's a 5-point game.
And that makes it a 2-possession game now. Those could turn out to be vital free throws.
Chandler against Rose. Here's Griffin, and it's sent back by Irving. Harris outside. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got his 4th assist in this one. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for Brooklyn.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What? You mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas. I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That's foul number 2 for him. They're this close to putting it away.
Yeah, they don't need to do anything special. Just take time off the clock.
Now Irving. Pops it up for Jordan. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there.
I think it's safe to call this one a wrap.
Yep, I'd agree with you. Chalk it up, W in the bag.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And you know you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Count that one.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback? Diminished.
No good from outside. Got the defender off his feet with the pump fake, but couldn't knock it down. And so it's Brooklyn with the win. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. Once they started to...
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Olney, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.